Brazil, a known hotspot for UFO sightings, home to some of the most extraordinary cases in the world. Tonight, we're joined by one of the foremost experts in the field.
Some people say there was 8 or 12 creatures.
Brazil's leading UFO investigator. With 16 books to his name, he'll guide us through some of the most captivating UFO encounters from South America.
And many people that were outside of the house protecting the village, they were inside the house and they saw the ray hitting him.
Poke and Prodcast welcomes Thiago Ticchetti.
Thank you for coming on the show, man.
Thank you very much for the invitation.
You are the leading Brazil ufologist, right?
Some say that. Some say that.
Well, I'm going to say that. So we're going to go with that. We're going with that.
Yeah.
I guess we'll start off with what started you to get into the whole UFO phenomena.
People always ask me about that. I always say that I was born with that in my blood. I don't know. Since I was a kid, I loved the subject, mystery, lost civilizations, and UFOs since I was a kid. And when I start to read comic books like Spider-Man or Captain America and UFO magazines. Here in Brazil, we had a few. We have 2 or 3 UFO magazines, and I read it. And when I got to teenager, I start to investigate. So I started to investigate when I was 19 years old. And it's almost more than 30 years from there to now. And I had a sighting when I was 8 years old. I was living in Rio de Janeiro. I'm from Rio de Janeiro. I was born in Rio de Janeiro. Okay. And I saw a light that just appeared in the sky. It was the night. This ball was a red ball, and just appeared. And then just was coming down and disappeared in a mountain. We call here in Brazil the mountains call it Pedra da Gávea, and this light just disappeared. And moments later, I didn't recall. Appear again. I don't know if it was brighter or bigger, but in the red color, and start to go up very, very slow, and then make this movement 3 times, and speed away to the space, to the sky. And since there, that happened, I never know what was that. And my father was a Brazilian Air Force pilot. So even I was 8 years old, I knew what was a helicopter or airplane or satellite or something like that. And we are talking about something that happened in 1982. There's no drones. There's no Starlink satellites. And I knew that it was not an airplane or a helicopter or something like that. So since 1982, I don't know what I saw. And that, just sparked my curiosity to understand what I saw. And 30 years now.
Wow. I've always wanted to see something. I don't think I actually have. Maybe once I thought I might have seen a Tic Tac. Me and my daughter were looking at clouds. She's 5 years old. She was 4 then, a year ago. And we look at clouds saying, oh, that's the shape of a dog. That's a shape, like that. And I saw a little thing kind of slow down, stop, and go. Now, I don't know, maybe it did that. Maybe it was an illusion. I don't know. So I can't really claim to say I've seen a UFO. I mean, it was unidentified, but maybe not what I want to see.
No, it's a UFO. It's a UFO, but it's not. You cannot confirm that it was an extraterrestrial. It's a UFO.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, here's a question from what you. Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, they make the better movies at least.
Yes. So far.
Yeah, they're rebooting the DC from what I hear. I've seen you talk about the story about where 2,000 people were attacked. So 2,000
Yeah.
people were injured of some various ways by UFOs. Was that the craziest case that you've heard or investigated? Have you actually spoken to these people that've been attacked?
Yeah, this case is called the chupa chupa phenomenon, suck
Chupa.
phenomenon, or vampire lights.
It sounds like an
Or-
OnlyFans.
Yeah. or Operation Plate, Operação Prato in Portuguese. It was in 1977 where people from several cities in the north of Brazil, in the state of Maranhão and Amazonas, people were being attacked by lights or ships in the sky. And the people were sleeping or walking during the night, during the day, during the dawn, doesn't matter. And this UFOs, UAPs, whatever, they attacked people and sucked their blood with some kind of laser. The laser hit the woman up above the chest, and the man in the neck or in the leg. And people start to get in panic. So the mayors from many cities called to Brazilian Air Force, because if something in the sky, you call the Air Force. In the land, you call the Army. In the sea, you call the Navy. And they called the Brazilian Air Force Command, and they sent a team to understand what was happening, to calm the population, and to try to make some photos or videos or see this stuff that were in the sky. And they did. This group was headed by the captain William G. Holanda. He passed away years ago as a colonel, and they saw the ships, they saw the lights, and they spoke with the people that have been attacked, and many people after being attacked went to the hospital, and the doctor Village, the only doctor in the city of Colares, she saw that these people lost blood and iron from the blood, and the people got anemia. So that thing that I don't know what it was sucking the iron from the blood. Why? We don't know. And Carlos Mendes was a journalist in Pará State. He investigated many of these cases. And I spoke with him, and he told me, Thiago, over more than 2,000 people were attacked by these lights, these vampire lights. But we don't know for sure, because the north of Brazil is huge, bigger than many countries in Europe, many countries in the world. And the cities are very far from each other. So if you want to go to Belém, to Colares, for example, you have to take a ferry for 2 hours and a half, and then you have to take a car for 1 hour or 2 hours by road. So it's very far. And many people were attacked in isolated cities, and we don't know, we never know what happened. And just 2,000 people that we know that have been attacked, because we have the medical reports, or they came to the press, or they were interviewed by the military. And when I was there in January, I was there investigating with George Knapp, and I spoke with two of the victims. I spoke with Miss Aurora, is a young lady back at the time. she was hit by the chupa-chupa, the vampire lights, in the breast, and left a 2 mark like needle. And we spoke with the lieutenant. There's a man, it was a fisher, and he was sleeping inside this mother-in-law house. He's sleeping like he was sleeping in the left, his mother-in-law in the middle, and his future wife in the right. And UAP just hovered above the house that they were sleeping, shoot a laser beam through the ceiling and hit him in the neck. And many people that were outside of the house protecting the village, they run inside the house and they saw the ray hitting him. And he felt a warm, something hot in his neck, and he wake up and a little dizzy. What is going on? Why you're yelling? And the people was yelling, the chupa-chupa is over you, above you. You got hit. And he got sickness and very weak. And for some time, he slept under the bed because he was so afraid that happened again. So it was by far the most terrorizing and amazing case that I investigate here in Brazil.
So why do you have a theory on why they were taking the blood?
No theory. I have no theory. I don't know. DNA. I don't know. Blood sample. I don't know. Because if you want to take the blood, you suck all the blood. But they took the iron from the blood. And we know that at least officially one person died because of the attack. But while I was there in Pará in January, I spoke with Mr. José Francisco, who's an old man, that he saw a lady being attacked by a UFO UAP. And he told me, Thiago, we know that 2 ladies died because of the attacks. So we don't know. We don't know for sure how many people died. At least 3, 4, 5, 1, we don't know. And we don't know why they did that.
Wow. And this is not just individuals, 2,000 individuals. This is people actually together also who corroborate the stories and the things that happen. That's wow.
Yeah, today we have more than 200 photos, official photos by the press and by the military of these objects. Sometimes you can see only the light. Sometimes you can see the shape of the object. And you have the reports, the testimonies of the witnesses, with drawings, and we have 22 hours of video, but we don't know, we don't have it. We know that video exists because Captain Holanda told to A.J. Giver and Marco Trapiti in 1997 that, well, we shot more than 22 hours of film, but where are these films? We think that now they are in USA.
Yeah, we seem to be we have some kind of rapid response when these things happen, and we collect all the, United States collects all the info and, keeps it for themselves. It's greedy.
Yeah. They could share with us.
Yeah, I know. Come on. There's plenty of UFOs to go around. Yeah, I mean, if this happened in the United States, in, like, let's say Texas, I don't know if they'd be able to, 2,000 people, I don't know if they'd be able to hide it that well. You know what I mean? All the media we have here and such.
Well, we are talking something 97.7.
That's right. Yeah,
the
70s,
media was not so strong. We didn't have internet. We didn't have the communication was very poor. To get to the doctor, you have to take a boat 3-4 hours in the river, in the Amazon River or Pará River or Madeira River. So everything was very far from the civilization.
True. Yeah, so I guess, maybe if it happened back then, it would be probably the same. You wouldn't even know about it. I don't know if this is more recent. I heard a story that there were attacks going on. I don't know if this was Brazil or somewhere around that area.
It was in Peru.
Peru. I was going to say, Peru.
Yes, in Peru.
You know anything about this story?
Yeah, what we heard that native people, Indians people in Peru have been attacked by aliens using a jetpack in the middle of the jungle of Peru. And I didn't research the case. I make some questions to our friends that they are Brazilian federal police, like FBI, United States. And they told me, Thiago, well, that area is very common to have drug dealers, human being dealers, and organs dealers. So it's a very conflict area with the drug dealers and Indians and people that they're there to get gold or metals. We don't believe that something unusual, extraterrestrial happened there.
Yeah.
But we have the testimony of many people. So if you want to investigate, you have to go there. But this story just ended up, and I never heard something again about that.
Yeah, it kind of just disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah, just stop it to talk about it.
The story did seem a little suspect. Yeah.
Yeah.
When drugs are involved, who knows what you're going to see? Yeah. Like Brazil's a little more open about the UAPs, right, than we are here in the United States.
We had for many years official investigation. We had in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s. We had this Operation Plate in 77, and then we had something in 1982, but we never had a department. We never had a ministry. We didn't have a secretary, something only to investigate it. The Brazilian intelligence are being never paying attention with that because Brazil has major problems. We have problems, economic problems, we have political problems, we have social problems. So the government, the military didn't pay much attention with this subject. It's a shame. It's a shame because Brazil is a hot spot. And we have all kind beside or just cattle mutilation we never had here. But we have all of other types of UFO phenomena aspects here in Brazil. We have that UFO crash in 1957. A UFO exploded over a beach of Ubatuba in São Paulo. We had a Varginha case. We had the Night of the UFOs. We had the Operation Plate. We have several cases. We have contacts with the aliens. We had a contact with the spaceship, but we never paid the attention to that. And the Brazilians doesn't matter for them.
Why do you think Brazil is such a hot spot?
Wow, I don't know. The size of Brazil. We have more. I think we have 80% of the drinkable water in the world is in Brazil. We have forests. We have all kinds of animals. We kind of flora and fauna. I don't know, and minerals as well. Some say that Brazil has a lot of minerals, and gold and silver, and this may attract the UFOs. So I don't have an answer for that.
So you mentioned Varginha.
Yeah.
That's a wild story, man. It's very believable from after you look into it and all that, because the people that testify, they seem so honest, and you'd really have to go through a lot of trouble to corroborate a story like that with so many people in the town.
Varginha is like the Brazilian Roswell. Some people say there was 3 or 4 creatures. Some people say there was 8 or 12 creatures. But the Brazilian captured 4 or 5 creatures. It happened in January 20, 1996 in Varginha, is a city in the Minas Gerais state. And it involves a series of events, of sightings, that people are seeing strange creatures in the city. And for some reason, and we don't know why, the firemen of the city and army of the city, Brazilian army, just start to investigate and trying to locate these entities, these creatures. And many people start to say, well, I saw that creature. There was a brown creature with a big red eyes, bald, with three, I don't know, so horns, something like in a head, 3 fingers in a hand, 3 fingers in a feet, and like oil in the body. And people start to tell the police, to the firemen, to the army, well, I see it, I saw it. And they capture at least 4 creatures. And they bring the creatures, at least one alive. And then they get all these creatures to the Hostel Humanitas in Minas Gerais, in Varginha. And they ship all the creatures and the spaceship, no, just the creatures, to University of Campinas in São Paulo. And then, for no reason, airplane from the NASA from the United States, just landed in Varginha Airport, a small airport, very small airport. And many people witnessed that we know, military involved in that cover-up. They told as well, they start to ship boxes for several sizes of boxes, big boxes, small boxes, medium boxes, to this airplane. And this airplane took off and left. And the Brazilian army in 1997, they made a report saying that what the people saw was, in fact, a couple of dwarfs.
Did NASA have a program for dwarves? I don't.
And the Brazilian army said, well, or a person called Mudinho. Person had a physical problems. Oh, they saw the Mudinho, and they get confused because he's a very strange person. It's a lie, because the Mudinho was not even there. He was at his house when the people saw the aliens. So now we are looking for the documents. We're looking for more testimonies, and we're looking for the photos or videos of the Varginha, because we know that we have photos and videos, but it was in 1996. The cover-up was almost perfect. It's not perfect because people saw it, saw the aliens, saw the spaceship, saw all the movimentation, all the hush in the city. But military that we interviewed that still want to remain in silence to the media, they told us, well, it was a cover-up of something that fell from the sky. And the NORAD from the United States, they contact us, telling us, contact the militaries of Brazil, that something got entered the Brazilian space territory and crashed in Varginha. So the Brazilian knew that something from the sky fell in Varginha, and they got all the team from the army and the firemen to go there and recover the UFO that crashed and recover the creatures.
So I don't know if it's worse, if there were UFOs or non-human intelligence, or if we were launching dwarves into outer space. That's wow. I mean, I guess it was perfect enough to leave a little doubt, and for those just hearing the story and not have actually. Wow. James Fox did a documentary.
Yes, it's an amazing documentary.
It is.
It's an amazing documentary because he found some witnesses that never speak before, and I will not I'm not tell you the whole documentary.
Mhm.
I'm not giving a spoiler.
No,
but
I've
one
seen
of the witnesses.
People watching this might have seen it, because I know I get people that are kind of casual observers of the whole UFO phenomenon, which is why I like you to tell these stories, again. But but we won't spoil it for them. But you go ahead.
That's amazing. And then one of the witnesses that they found, Marco, I helped them a little in this documentary. James Fox and Marco Aureliao, a friend of mine, both. And they found one of the witnesses that was a military. And you saw it in a movie. And they approach to his house, the military house. The military said, if you come here, I'm going to shut down. I'm going to shoot you. So it was true. Yeah. It was true. It's not a scene. It was true. I spoke with James. I spoke with Marco Aurelio. And they told me, Thiago, he had a gun. If we cross his property, he's going to shoot us. And he was very disturbed because he doesn't want to talk about it. So why you get disturbed by dwarfs?
Exactly.
Why?
Wow. I'm glad I didn't shoot him.
Yeah.
James is a great documentarian for ufology, man. He's coming out with a new movie soon too. New documentary.
Yeah.
So in 86, you know exactly where I'm going with this. There was 5, I guess, jet fighters were chased by like some upwards of 21 UFOs. They were possibly fast and making incredible turns. What do you know about this?
Yeah, we call here in Brazil the official night of the UFOs.
Yep.
It happens in 1986, in May 9th, 1996, when controllers, tower controllers in São José dos Campos in São Paulo state, they start to pick some points in a radar. And that was weird because there's no airplane in that area. And then they saw 2 lights just get very closer to the landing road, the landing to the airplanes. And that 2 lights just disappear in the sky. And controllers in São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, and Brasilia, they start to see the same thing, a lot of skies, of lights in the skies, in the radar. Well, it's an invasion. So the Brazilian Air Force sent 5 jets, 2 Mirages, and 3 F-5 to chase and try to identify the UFOs. And some of the pilots did. They get closer to the UFO. The UFO seemed like stop it, and the jet get closer, the UFO spit away. And it was just like a cat and mouse game. And we can count. They could count 22 UFOs in the whole events. And the Captain Jordan was a pilot on one of their planes. They spoke of the towers. We have the original audios in the Brazilian National Archive. You can hear it. It's free. You can hear it.
So you actually go in and you could.
Yeah, it's important, of course, but you can hear it. It's open. And they spoke with the control, and he said, well, now I have 6 UFOs in my left side and 7 in my right side. And the UFOs had several sizes. Some like a meter of diameter, some 3 meters of diameter, and forms like a sphere, and some like a square, and some like a shape. So there was several types and sizes of the UFOs, and this chase, this event, took 4, 6, 7 hours from the May 20th to May 20. And the next day, the Brazilian Air Force called for a press conference and put all the pilots in a table, and the press could ask them what they saw with no censorship, no closure. They could speak openly what they saw, and they said, well, what we saw was something real, was something solid, because we saw it. The radar picked them up, our radar in our planes also, and they made movements, speed and movements curves, that's only if they were piloted by some kind of intelligence. And we are talking about in 1986. The speed of these UFOs was more than 2,000 kilometers per hour. Nothing nowadays can get this speed. 12,000 kilometers per hour. It's impossible. And make curves like an angle, 90 degrees angle, is impossible. So what they saw in 1986, and many people in the ground saw it as well. We don't have an airplane that do this nowadays. So what was in 1986? Oh, it's a secret weapon from United States, from the former Soviet Union. No, because United States don't have this technology. The Russia don't have this technology. China, Japan, North Korea, they don't have this technology. So what they saw in 1986 was something out of the planet. Is something just could be extraterrestrial.
Do you think that these things are from another planet, or do you think they're here underwater, interdimensional? What's your favorite theory on what these things are?
My theory is they are from another planet. For me, it's my personal belief. We have a lot of theories about where they come from. They are here in underwater. They're here in a caves, or they from a different dimension, different world, parallel world. For me, scientifically speaking, they are a civilization much more advanced than us.
Yeah.
So they can travel in space. I don't know why, wormholes, something like that. But for me, they from another planet.
Okay. How often do the encounters in Brazil result in an abduction? Do you hear a lot of those?
We don't have this statistic. We don't have it. We have a lot of cases of abduction. I'm a national director of MUFON in Brazil. So I have the CMS, where people can type and describe their contact, the sighting, the abduction. And in Brazil, I investigate these cases. But we don't have a number how many people here in Brazil. I know of several cases we have in Brazil, but I think in United States, for example, we heard more about abduction, because in the United States, the people having easily access to internet, for example. In Brazil, almost everyone But the people in the United States, they pay more attention to this subject. In Brazil, we don't. And people in Brazil, well, I was abducted. Who am I going to call? We don't have. We have me. We have the Revista UFO magazine. We have the MUFON in Brazil. But in the United States, we have a MUFON is very strong in the United States. So people know where to go, who to looking for, to tell their experience, his experience or her experience. In Brazil, we don't have. So we don't have numbers. We don't have that. But I receive between 10 and 12, 10 and 13, 10 and 15 emails per day of people sending me photos, videos, reports. Of course, 90, 95, 96% I can explain. It's very easy to explain. But we have 4%, 5% that's still a mystery that I cannot solve. But even I cannot solve, I cannot say that it's a extraterrestrial. Could be, a secret airplane. Could it be some kind of natural phenomena that I don't know? So we're still working on 3% of the cases.
And now it's going to get harder because AI is getting so good that the average person could sit down and just, make an alien UFO. And if you're even more experienced with editing, you can edit the UFO into a video, and it's going to be
that's
a lot
why
more
the
hoaxes.
Testimony. That's why the witness and the testimony. It's so important. If we investigate the case, you cannot just analyze the video or the photo. You have to speak with that person that took the photo or make the video. You have to do that because speaking of the people, you can see it. You can see it if you're an investigator with some years of work. You can see it if people are lying or telling the truth. So it's very important that.
Yeah, and like the Tic Tac video or the Go Fast video, all those videos. You have pilots, people, the radar people. You have the video. You have data. Like there's a lot to back that up. So
yeah,
you can't. That's something you can't really fake. It's almost like, as you were saying, like you don't get a lot of abduction stories in Brazil, maybe because the communication isn't as good as the United States. But maybe it's almost like these beings. There's different factions of the beings. I'm like, oh, you could take Brazil. We'll have the United States. You could take,
why not?
Russia. Yeah, I mean,
why not?
Who knows what? I mean, they're taking your blood. Our blood is terrible, so they don't want ours. So they're taking the Brazilian blood.
Yeah, the cattle mutilation. We only heard about cattle mutilation United States.
Yeah.
But for example, chupacabra, the chupacabras. We have cases in Central America, and we have cases in Brazil, in Argentina, in Uruguay, and in Chile, and in Peru. Some like it started in Central America, and then go down. But we don't have. We didn't have the crop cycles in Brazil until 2011. All crop cycles were the most part, 99% were in UK. We don't have crop cycle in the United States. We don't heard it about that in the United States. So you do the drawings in a cornfield in UK. In Brazil, let's see the chupa chupa and chupacabras. In the United States, the cattle mutilation, abduction. They share the world between them.
What about Bigfoot? Where's Bigfoot from? Is that the US? I don't even know.
Bigfoot we have in the United States. In Canada, Bigfoot, Sasquatch. But we have also Yeti in Himalaya. It's just kind of same. It's not the same, but similar entity.
Yes, there's so many things we just don't know, and it's
wild. The world's very weird.
It's what we're just a little speck of what's involved, and we know nothing.
Nothing. We know more. We know, Rob, we know more about moon than the ocean, the deepest ocean. We know more about the moon. So we are living in that planet. We're not living in the moon.
Exactly. I mean, think about the last 100 or so years. The difference between 1920 or 1900 and now, like what we thought the world was like back then is almost not as we thought. I mean, come on. We still got people believing the Earth is flat. Please don't tell me you're a flat earther.
No way. No way.
Yeah, we still got people thinking the Earth is flat. You got people saying that we didn't land on the moon. I'm not touching that one. Because I mean, there's and they're so good at making an explanation why it's flat or why we're not. And I'm like, I can't even argue with this because that's a pretty good explanation, but you're wrong.
The explanation is very good, but it's wrong.
Yeah,
the science prove it's wrong.
Hey, look, my ex-wife was a very good liar, man. So you got him out there, So do you think like there's a lot of effort going on for disclosure? Do you think we're close to transparency on the subject, or like some kind of transparency?
Oh, some kind. We will never get a full disclosure. Never gonna get a full disclosure. Yeah. We're gonna have a disclosure of what they want us to know. They,
just like with anything,
you know who's they. You know who's they. I think that to have a full disclosure, you must. It should be a disaster. Could be a disaster because you had to go back in history. You have to talk about the Roswell. Have to talk about the Thomas Mantle. You have to talk about several cases that the governments and the militaries always said, "No, it's wrong. You are crazy. You are lying." They destroyed a lot of lives. They destroyed a lot of families. They kill, not directly, but they kill a lot of people. So if you do a full disclosure, you're gonna explain why you did that. And people will not be happy to know. And well, my father committed suicide because of you. You said he was crazy. So I'm gonna sue you because it's your fault. Just to have an idea. And the partial disclosure could be something from 1 point and ahead, never back. So the videos from 2017, 2018, this is a point. Let's start the disclosure here. But never gonna be a complete disclosure from that part. They're gonna tell you what you can handle. They're gonna, we have been visited by alien, by extraterrestrial. They are here since the 50s or since the 2017, and we don't know what they are. That's not gonna happen. No. Or you have a disclosure that it's a lie. It's not a true disclosure. When they're gonna keep saying what they say now. Oh, really? We don't know what's in the space. We don't know what was that thing. So we cannot tell you because we don't know. And in my opinion, the government, for example, the United States, could be better if they tell us that, that UAP are extraterrestrial. UAPs are extraterrestrial. Then they say, that UAP is a newer plane from Russia or from China. So the panic will be because we don't have this weapon, this technology in the Russia or the China they have, and we don't. If we conclude that are extraterrestrial, this UAPs are extraterrestrial. No one in the Earth have this technology, so we're the same level. So I don't think the disclosure never going to be full.
Oh, yeah, the government likes to play dumb. I know some of them are dumb, but you know they like to play dumb. I mean, there's so many reasons why they wouldn't disclose. You know, like you said, even I know Will Zondos mentioned. Well, maybe they gave a contract to a certain aerospace company and it was unfair. Now, if they come out with it, there's so many repercussions to something like that.
But Rob, let me tell you something. I'm reading the book, Elizondo's book. And to publish the book, he had the permission of the Pentagon. So,
yeah.
Why? Well, I'm gonna tell you some truths, some truth. Can I tell us? You can tell this. You cannot tell that. You can tell this. Okay, you can publish it. For me, it's not a full disclosure.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder, man. Like they're allowing you to say certain things, and I don't know, man. I just don't know what to think about that. You know, how it's such an odd thing. You could tell them this, but no, don't tell them that. Maybe they're that's part of their slow disclosure. Maybe, you know, because they know there's so many people getting interested in it now. They were just throwing kind of some
it's like pills. It's like pills. Let's give them a pill of there. Let a link of there, and let's you know, let's give them some information, but just to see how they're gonna react.
Yep. You know, and nobody trusts the government as it is. So
no. And even the government make a full disclosure. Many people, nah, they are lying. There's something they are hiding something. If they give us other things, they have things that are worse than that. They get bigger things than that. They have it big. So
poor government, we can't win.
Yeah, never win.
So is there anything that you're working on right now?
Yeah, I'm writing my sixth book. The second in English. I wrote 15 books. Now I'm writing the 16th book. It's about Colares, and I'm gonna give information that no one knows. Some good information about Colares and documents and photos and information for the first time.
Can you give us a hint? Or are you gonna save that all for the book?
No, I can see. I have some new testimonies. I'm looking for new photos and documents that in English never appeared anywhere. In Brazil, probably some people know, but outside of Brazil, no one knows about the case of Captain Holanda that saw an alien and he trying to communicate. And some says even Captain Holanda said that he had some alien implant in his arm. So I'm looking for more information about that. It's gonna be in my book.
Nice. Can't wait for that. You're an awesome storyteller, man. I love it.
Thank you.
Anybody who didn't know these stories, they're big stories, but like I said, a lot of people who kind of watch me are kind of casual UFO people, and you know, it's good to get them.
Yeah, and if you want more story, you can buy it.
There you go. UFO Contacts in Brazil.
Yeah, you can find it at Amazon. So you can buy
I'll leave the link in the description.
Yes, please. More than 555 pages of cases in Brazil since pre-1930s to 2015. There's a lot of cases, Varginha case, Operation Plate, and many cases, amazing cases that happened in Brazil.
Wow, that's like an encyclopedia of Brazilian
it is.
ufology.
It is.
Wow. Well, I'm hoping they disclose soon, man, because I'm getting a little annoyed.
I'm not hopeful. You know.
No,
I'm not.
I think there's a hearing, I think, in Congress
Yeah, it's gonna be a hearing. I think it's October or November.
I think it's October. It's with the armed services, maybe, or something like that.
Yeah.
But you know,
And the new report from Pentagon and the Arrow, they have to publish
okay.
a new report, and we are waiting for this report because
That's
all the
Project Blue Book
reports they
all
say,
over again.
yeah, we found we had 600 reports, and we can explain just 12. So the rest,
Yeah.
please,
And
and you know, and
wow, it's a cliffhanger.
yes, it
Keep
is.
cliffhangers. Like every time they come out with something.
They will know. They will not tell the truth. They will handle it until the last second because they're gonna be in a great trouble if discovered that they lied for so many years.
Probably. I think there'll be a faction of people that might be forgiving because they kind of understand. Yeah, honestly, I won't be that angry. I'll be a little angry, but I won't be that angry because there are reasons I understand that they can't say. But
Yeah,
man,
but
just tell us
you
now.
know, Rob, our family were not destroyed by the government or the army or what else,
But other
whoever.
people, yeah, you're good point.
Yeah. So well, I'm gonna be angry. They lied to me. I know they lied to me. Lied to me for so many. I know that. And many people that never paid attention of UFO phenomena, they're gonna say, "Oh, okay, they are lying, a liar," but nothing's gonna change in my life. But those people, those family that lost someone or lost something, they're gonna be very angry.
That's a good one. Yeah, those who are directly affected. Yeah, that's a good point.
Let me see.
So,
Let me talk. Tell me, Bob Lazar. You know about Bob Lazar.
absolutely, yes.
So,
Bob says, oh yeah.
since the beginning, he was a liar. He's not telling the truth. Some stuff that he said back in the 80s, and I spoke with George about that. The element 150, I don't recall element. They discovered the element years ago, many years after the Bob Lazar said about that element.
Yeah, it was Russia or something discovered it, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
Bob Lazar was telling the truth. They destroy his life.
Yep. He
So
doesn't
Bob
even
is gonna be angry.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if you could sue. I wonder if these people could sue now after this. Wow.
Yeah.
If they do come
Yeah.
disclose. Yeah. You know, I don't think Lazar wants to talk about this anymore either because he was recently, I forget who it was, someone reached out to him. He's like, I don't have anything to say anymore. I said what I said, you know.
Yeah, they invaded his house looking for something, and his life was ruined. Ruined. He lost everything. Just because he told the truth. And I spoke with George Knapp about that. And he told me, Thiago, I believe in Bob Lazar. He's telling the truth, but we cannot explain. I said, but George, we cannot find a colleague in a school or university or in his work? And he told me, Thiago, the government can do everything that they want. So I didn't doubt. I don't doubt that they erased everything about the Bob Lazar's life. So,
and it was George that introduced Lazar to
yes,
the world, right?
yes.
That. Oh man, you know, if I was abducted, I mean, now I probably would. I'd be like, yeah, I was abducted, you know, and tell my story. But let's say like 10, 15 years ago, I would think everyone's going to think I'm crazy. I'm not even going to tell the story.
Yeah, because it's very, very, very uncommon, you know. I'm a friend of some researchers, David Jacobs, for example, a friend of mine. And I was here in Brazil with him in 2017, and we spoke about his research. And I told him, Doctor, do you real between us? We are here having our meal, having a dinner. Tell me, I won't tell anyone. Do you believe in that story. You think that you're gonna be, they're gonna fake this story for you, and he told me, Thiago, it's impossible. Impossible. I have more than 2,000 patients, abductees, that I speak, I research. They tell the same story, and they are from different parts of the United States, in different parts of the world. It's impossible you make such a detailed information. It's impossible. They don't know each other. How can, let's talk like this, let's say that, let's take this. It's impossible. So I believe that something happened. I do believe they are aliens, but I believe it's possible. And David Jacobs and John Mack and many more, many others, investigators, researchers of that. Bud Hopkins, many investigate that. So something happened. Happened.
Yeah, I was waiting for the train the other day on the platform, and I was looking at the sky, and it was a nice clear day, and you could see all the stars. I'm like, this is really nice. And then I started thinking about what people have said about how we are, so much out there, and we're just kind of, like we mentioned before, we're just a speck of in a billion, trillion, zillion, infinite specks. And I'm like, I stopped freaking out. I was like, I gotta stop thinking about this. This is crazy. I'm like, and these guys are coming here and taking our blood and abducting us and eating our cows, whatever they're doing with them, and probing and stuff. Probing doesn't sound so bad, but everything else, I don't, it's like, I don't want to even think about it. Once you start really getting into it, man, it's like, it's a little bit scary, man.
It is. It is, because we were raised to be the top of the chain, the human being. We are the top. We are living on a beautiful planet, blue planet. We can send men to the moon. We can send probes and satellites to the universe. But we don't accept that must be civilization more advanced than us. No, because we are created by we are created like the face of God.
Or God's image.
When we see God in Jesus Christ, he's just like us. Eyes, nose, mouth, four members. And we cannot accept that other creatures living in a universe, and they can come to our planet, because we cannot go to their planet, but they can come. No, it's impossible, because we are the best in the universe. Man, if we are the best in the universe, God, you make a terrible mistake, man.
This company will go out of business. I got.
Please do again. Do it again.
Redo.
Redo.
Hey, you know what? We might be a redo. We don't even know. Yes, we might be like the several civilizations that's been on this planet, and they sucked even worse, or we may be the worst of it. I don't know.
Yes.
Wow. It's funny you mentioned that. I see this meme. I don't know if you've seen this. I hope I don't get knocked off of YouTube for this, but I don't know if can you read that?
Why not? We don't know our past. We don't
really
know our
don't.
past,
And they say, because like they say, at some point in our DNA kind of just like changed, or all of a sudden we evolved much more quicker, and they don't know why.
We had a enormous jump in evolution. And I heard or read in somewhere, I don't recall, that if you continue the evolution of the animals on our planet nowadays, in the 21st century, we must be going down from the trees, and now we can build a spaceship. So something happened between this and this evolution. Something happened. I don't know. just
some kind of
got
intervention.
a great advancement of our DNA, something, changing our DNA. We or maybe, we just had that jump because we're very smart. I don't know.
I love your aliens in the background, though. By the way.
Oh, the gray one, the white one, rather.
Those are awesome. This has been an awesome talk, man.
Thank you.
I'd love to have you on again if you have time. When
Yes.
my partner's not getting his air conditioning fixed.
I love the background as well. The green alien like this. Oh, sorry, the finger. I love it.
It's basically what they're doing to us, man. They're like, fuck you, you're not gonna know shit. I'll take your blood,
I love it.
Thanks for coming on, man. Hopefully we'll see you again in the future, and hopefully there's a lot more disclosure to come in the next few months.
Thank you, Rob. Cross finger disclosure.